So welcome to my YouTube channel. So I'm on the way to show you the tree. Now this tree is very historic, is magical. So there was a famous drum beater in this area, in this part of the country. He's believed to have entered into this tree, into this tree's hollow. So the tree has hollow, and this guy Kapande was arguably the greatest drum beater. So he beat drums, and as a result, one day, for no reason, he just beat drums, and then he entered into a tree. So he believed to be the greatest drum beater. Now this is the place. You can see that tree in the distance with the dry part on top. So I'm just going to show you, branch off a little bit, but it's beginning to rain, so it's not going to look fantastic today because of the rain. But this is the tree. So this is the tree that I'm talking about. Now this is the tree that hold Kapande. That tree over there, that tree holds Kapande. Now Kapande entered into the tree hollow of that tree. So it's very historic. It's a very historic tree. So Kapande is believed to have entered into that tree, and as a result, so until today, he's believed to be there. So in the past, historic account says, or traditional stories or oral history has it, apparently, so he's in that tree until today. He's still in that tree. In the past, during rainy season, you could hear, the drums still sounding in the tree hollow. Also, now what makes this tree famous is that Mr. Kapande, now the guy who beat the drum, so went into that tree, and he was arguably the greatest drum beater. So apparently the historical account is that when he beats drums, even those who slept woke up. So ladies as a result liked him a lot. So there are two accounts. Some believed he entered into a tree hollow, which is very fascinating and strange, and some believe probably didn't enter into a tree hollow, maybe because since he was arguably the greatest drum beater in this part of the world. So there's an argument put forward. It could be that because of his dexterous skills in beating drums, the fact that ladies liked him a lot, so maybe out of jealousy, out of spite, out of whatever reason, probably somebody didn't like him, so then maybe they made him disappear, so he was forced to disappear. So but then a historical account was created that he entered into a tree. But for now, the official version that we get, for those who study literature in books, what you get is that he was the greatest drum beater, and arguably the greatest drum beater in this part of the country, and that he was believed to be, he was so great that he beat the drum, even those who slept woke up, even in the middle of the night, so they woke up. So he was great. And you can imagine, in the past, there was no social media, there was no all these other fancy things that you have today. So drum beating, or listening to traditional dances and all these things was the thing in the past. So, and that's what he was good at. So he would beat drums, sometimes for incantations, or people who got sick with spiritual issues and needed some drums to be beat for them to get better, to get healed. So that was the situation. Expecting me to explain that, it's a little bit hard for an outsider, people who do not understand, but that's the situation. So in short, he was the arguably greatest drum beater who entered into a tree hollow. They say, a tree has hollow. Now that tree is this tree. So let me show you that tree and explain properly what's happening here. That tree is over there. If I can just, let me see if I can get a little bit closer and just show you. But it's raining here. It's probably not going to be okay. Let me just show you, but at least that's the tree. So that's the tree over there. This is the tree, and this is the building, which is in shambles. So allegedly what they wanted was to have a building, kind of some form of a museum where people could come, and then some form of a place, to make it into a proper historical place. But it is what it is today. So the building over there is in shambles, nothing is taking place, but the tree is still standing. The tree is regarded as Mnyondo gwa Kapande by the locals. So that is what the tree is known. So it's Mnyondo gwa Kapande. So that's a tree, and then the building over there is in shambles. So I think the whole idea was the building was maybe to put either accommodation place or just to formalize it and make it a historical tree where the United Nations could probably put it as part of the UNESCO heritage. So until now, if it's part of the UNESCO heritage, that's how the tree looks. So it looks, the tree looks eerie. It's kind of like spooky. It's a bit spooky. Nobody goes there anyway. But I think people go there. But I think if it wasn't raining, I think I was gonna take you so I can just show you the tree properly. But I think if the weather looks okay, it looks like it's subsiding a little bit. It's not raining heavily. Let's see if we can make it to the tree. I'm just getting my umbrella and see if we can get it, if we can get closer. So now that is the tree. That is the historical tree, and I just need to explain more. So what you have is this. There's a tree over there. So in the distance, that's the tree. So that's the tree. That's the tree right there. That's Mnyondo Wakapande tree, a historical tree where the drum beat is believed to have entered into the tree. And in the past, you could still hear sounds of the drums, and even those who walk in somewhere distant away from the tree, apparently they could still hear a gong sounding in the distance. So let's get closer and see if we can hear the drums. So let's see if we can hear the drums. But it's very scary. It's a bit spooky. It's an eerie feeling. So it's eerie feeling. It's a bit spooky. So you can see I'm going down a bit, like in the ditch. Can you hear the sound? Is that the sound? Is that the sound of the drum? Do you hear the sound in the distance? No, not really. Let's see if we can see something. But exactly that's the situation. So that's the tree. That's the famous tree. So let's see if we can get on that tree. Now, that's the tree. There's the closest I can get. Thorns all over. I don't know if these thorns are here strategically to stop someone from getting closer. So that's the tree over there. It looks spooky. It's eerie, huh? And then the building is shamble. I think the whole idea was to formalize this place, to make it some kind of UNESCO heritage site, but I don't know what happened. So yeah, everything looking shamble. The roofing is out, and then here is a half-done building as well. So I don't know what these people were trying to do. Yeah, but it's an eerie feeling. It's a bit thorny. So this tree is surrounded by heavy thorn. Yeah, but that's the tree. So that's the tree over there. I hope you can see it. And so the famous Mnyondo Wakapande tree is that one. So in short, ladies and gentlemen, there are certain historical places in Kavango region. All they need is probably a proper recognition and develop the facility within the surrounding tree, and then yeah, maybe turn it into some form of a UNESCO heritage where tourists could come and then watch this mysterious tree. So some form of development was going to take place, but for any inexplicable reason, for whatever reason, you can see the wall fell down over there. And so yeah, it's cloudy today. You can see the clouds. It's a terrible weather today. So but that's the situation right there. So in short, ladies and gentlemen, that's what this tree is all about. So I've come here to show you what Mnyondo Wakapande is. So in short, now those with power, those with the resources, we expect them to turn this into a UNESCO historical site where people could come and see this tree. So it's very fascinating. This is the historical account that we have, that a man went into a tree hole of that tree. So what is interesting about this tree is that now the fact that a human being went into the tree hole of the tree makes it even more fascinating. So what is even weird is that this tree, Mnyondo Wakapande, apparently it's kind of like it devoured another tree. It's like it ate up another tree that was growing within it. So it's weird. It's weird. So if you want to see this tree, it's simple. you come to northeast of Namibia, Rundu, and then so some 40 kilometers, just 40 kilometers, I think around 29 miles or so. Then you see this fascinating tree. So it's a very fascinating tree. It's eerie. It spooks you. Like getting closer probably can be spooky. So I get spooked now. And not only that, let me also show you what is next to this tree geographically. Now you have that. So that's the tree over there. And as you go down, you see a failed building, and then there's a ditch. So there's a ditch next to it. So it's believed, apparently, a kongoro, a natural phenomenon in Kavango, can only be understood by by someone from Kavango. So it's a natural phenomenon that has horns, horns like a kudu, and then it moves, probably created that ditch as a form of like a crater. So next, literally to the highway, so you can see cars, buses, and then there's a ditch next to it. So there's a ditch next to it. Believe that this is the way a kongoro, that a kongoro passes through this ditch and then goes to the river. So behind this tree, then you have the Kavango River. So it's a fascinating tree. It's eerie, spooky, frightening. That's Minyondo Guacapande. So I'm standing here hoping to catch a glimpse of, or not to catch a glimpse, but to hear the drums that sound. I don't know if I can hear something sounding in the distance, whether it's a radio. Yeah, but look, it's weary. On top it's dry, and then you get down, the tree is still, the leaves and branches are still fresh, but on top is dry. So this is the famous historical, magical Minyondo Guacapande. This is, a drum beater, arguably the best drum beater in this part of the country, in this part of the village, part of the vicinity, was believed to have entered into this tree. So that is the situation. So you can Google, you can find out more about this tree. So I'm here just to document, show you, historical site in the Kavango region, things that are not documented. But it's all up to us to decide that we keep history alive, so that the next generation, should this tree, for whatever reason, maybe fall or just die out or burn, but at least we have captured, images and show footage to the future generation. So the footage here will stay for posterity. My job is to capture the moment, also to inspire imagination in the future. That's exactly what I'm doing. So ladies and gentlemen, this is Minyondo Guacapande tree. So that's Minyondo Guacapande tree. In short, I gotta go. So we keep this not because we are fascinated by these things, just because we are scholars, but we also keep it for posterity, so that the next generation, should we pass on, we bequeath knowledge about this historical site to them. So for now, it's raining, and I'm also walking in the ditch of a kongoro. I gotta go. So I don't want to be sucked in the ground by a kongoro, so I gotta go. So literally it's raining, so let me just get going. So thank you very much for watching. Subscribe and comment, share, and like this video.